Okay, I'm back. I wanted to get kind of started here, and I want to point out some things. These are rocks that I've collected over the years, wandering through the desert. And there's one rock in particular here. We already know that the pyrite is a rock that can reproduce some of these effects. However, if we get this up here, see this rock right here? That's Bornite. Now, Bornite is sort of a special rock in that you don't see any metallic luster to it at all, but it's known as a peacock ore, or a copper type ore. So, using the clip lead as a point contact, I put that on the Bornite, and I'm taking the X-Acto knife and using it. You'll have to excuse me, I'm one-armed here. As another point contact, I want you to see something here as I touch this rock here. And you just watch this meter. I'm going to try to get the glare out of this, because this is difficult to do. Okay, now you just watch as I probe around on this Bornite. See how it moves around? In some areas it's real strong, in other areas it's real weak. And if I get it just right and get the oxide off it, I can really make this really difficult, I guess. Because to do it with one hand is kind of hard. So you just have to bear with me. But here we go. Now I'm going to probe around on this. And you're going to see it move with bigger fluctuations than what the pyrite does. So, that's about 2 milliamps at the peak of the swing. So that I wanted to show you. Number one, that the mineral that I'm interested in here is Bornite, because this can be powderized and compacted and used as a doping material. So now, I said also that I had something else that I wanted to show you. And that was the way we arranged, Chuck and I arranged these cells. For doing the experiments with the oscillators. And you can see what we did was we built an aluminum plate here. And then this can be any material up here just to keep the pressure on. And these are magnesium rounds that I've cut and placed, 4 of them. You can see the 4 screws, they're drilled and tapped, so I don't lose conduction. Okay, but something interesting is, I told you earlier to look up borax. Borax makes a pretty powerful cell. So I'm going to add this borax to it. Let it soak in there, just like that. And I'll get this. Now, the magnesium does not degrade. It's not degrading here at all, because I have continuous ones running, which I'll show in a little while. Okay, so this is my negative here, and then my positive wire comes out over here, and as you can see, it's got quite a bit of power on this oscillator to be that bright. Actually, it lights up the whole room at night, just reflecting off the wall. So I kind of wanted to point these things out to you, in that I'm going to continue the research on these cells to see just exactly how long they last. But this cell has lasted a very long time, ever since we built them. And here's another one so you could examine it a little bit better. You can see how it's placed. And see, I can take this out and then move the magnesium block off the carbon graphite block, so I can see if there's any deterioration after using things like alum and borite and borax. Not borite, just borax. And so that's why I pointed that out, that you can use that and you don't seem to get any degradation in effect. But oh, one other thing I was going to point out to you is this right here. Get this up a little bit here. This rock right here is calcite. So I think you can get a pretty good view of that right there. That you would crush up if you're going to do Reed's battery. You'd crush that up. And then of course here's tourmaline. See, there's different varieties of these rocks, so this of course being sulfur, you could add that as a dopant. But what's really sticks in my mind here is this Bornite right here. And of course this is gold ore. This is lead silver, copper. Of course that's petrified wood. You can find that all over out in the California desert. And then we have iron sulfide right here, the black one. Of course then the iron pyrite right here. And but calcite I did want to point out to you right there. And by the way, that's what John Hutchinson is picking up out of the rock that he's looking for out front, is this calcite material. So in a powder, remember, it's much easier to do the dopant, to add the chemical mix to it, to get this crystal battery. As far as this rock goes, I could crush up any one of these rocks and just add them to the mix, and then you can say anything you want. But it's actually when you dope this with another material that you're going to get that effect in the crystal battery. And so, once again, look it up. Bornite. There it is. Thanks for watching.